Welcome to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, the Future Radio. Hey, I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing well today. Well, it's Friday. We made it through the week. It's been a hectic Friday. We had the Derek Chauvin trial conclude and Derek Chauvin convicted. And it's a lot going on. More police killings taking place as well. I was on Roland Martin Unfiltered today, and we'll share some excerpts of that with you on our Sunday show. We had a good show today. There's a few topics I want to get to today. One of the things we talked about was Shock G of Digital Underground passing away. We talked about that at the end of our show yesterday. We'll give some more updates on the passing of Shock G, frontman of Digital Underground, and he also portrayed the character of Humpty Hump as well. He passed away at age 57. And celebrities are sharing their thoughts about Shock G, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Derek Chauvin is still in the news, but not for killing George Floyd. The Department of Justice is contemplating charging Derek Chauvin because of a 2017 incident that involved allegedly beating an African American teenager. Okay, so we'll talk about that as well. So he could end up getting some more time. He can end up in another trial and getting some more time. And then there was a big article that I saw from the Washington Post, and a number of different news outlets are talking about this. This involves ancient Egypt, and it involves a discovery in Saqqara in ancient Egypt. We're dating back to ancient Egypt, I should say. And Egypt's history is being changed with new discoveries in the tombs of Saqqara. And it's estimated it may take 20 years to uncover all of the secrets that they are discovering in the tombs of Saqqara in ancient Egypt. So we'll discuss this. We'll discuss this story as well. It's a fascinating story, and as I've said before, you have these discoveries that come out every other week. Okay, these discoveries are coming out every other week out of Egypt. All right. Then there was a story I saw from Black Press USA, National Newspaper Publishers Association. The majority of all U.S. children are children of color. The majority of all U.S. children are children of color. So when you see efforts from Republicans, and the Republican Party, for all practical purposes, now is the white nationalist party, as my friend Dr. Greg Carr calls them on Roland Martin Unfiltered. When you see Republicans trying to hold on to power, trying to suppress the votes of African Americans and Hispanics and many non-white people especially, there's a reason why they're doing this. The Census Bureau has found that most children are projected to be of a race other than non-white Hispanic. Now, this is not me saying this. This is the U.S. Census Bureau. The Census Bureau has found that most children are projected to be of a race other than non-white Hispanic. These changes mirror a broader transition in the United States to a more pluralistic population, end quote, the U.S. Census Bureau officials reported. The Children's Defense Fund's comprehensive report also noted that most children under age 18 were children of color in 14 states, including Alaska, California, Georgia, Maryland, New York, Texas, and the District of Columbia. In 2019, there were more than 73 million children in the United States, making up 22% of the nation's population. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about this as well. This deals with the fear of the browning of America. This deals with the fear of the browning of America. And this is see, this ties into the January 6th insurrection. Okay, the U.S. Capitol building trying to overturn the election results. This deals with, this ties into the 361 voter restriction bills that Republicans are trying to push through 47 state legislatures. This is what this is all about. This is dealing with the fear of the browning of America. All right, now on the African History Network show, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct your own behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is based upon what you have been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. So when you control the radius of a man or a woman's thoughts, you can control the circumference of his or her actions, because the mind can't do or teach what it doesn't know. Now, we deal with a number of different topics here on the African History Network show. We deal with current events in history and politics, education, economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, relationships, love, sex, health issues, and much, much more. Sign up for our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828. Sign up for our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828 to sign up for our email newsletter. Also visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Sign up for our email newsletter there as well. If you like this type of information, you can support the African History Network, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, or through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show. Okay, or at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. This helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting. We're on 6 days a week. Only day we're not on is Saturday. We're on 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So this helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting, pay some of the bills, etc. All right. So I have a new online course starting up Saturday, May 1st. Saturday, May 1st. Class number 1 begins of Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. This will be a 9-week, 18-hour online course. We're going to do with thousands of years of history and what led up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. I just had a class. We just had a course that ended this past week, but I have new information that I'm putting into this course because, I mean, there's so many discoveries taking place, and there was information I couldn't get into the new one. The course that just ended, that was my first time teaching that course since 2019. So I'm restructuring some things, and there's other information I'm going to incorporate that I wasn't able to get into this next course. So it's going to be a little bit longer. It's regularly $130. It's on sale $80. We just posted a link here, but you can go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And when you go to our website, right on the home page, scroll down the home page, you'll see the information for a radio show. And you can click here to listen to audio podcasts of our shows. Click here to read articles that I've written. We have the information right here for the class. And click on register here. It takes you to the next page. Click right here to enroll. As soon as you enroll, you can start watching the content of the course that just ended. Okay. We do the sessions live. They're all recorded. All the sessions are recorded. You can go back and watch it over and over again. We deal with thousands of years of history and what led up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. And I do a PowerPoint presentation. We have book references, articles, video clips. It's a ton of information you're going to get. Okay. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. You can register for that now. As soon as you register, you can start watching the content and you'll be ready for class. Saturday, May 1st, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM Superstation of Future Radio. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, stand by, everybody. Stand by. We'll be back in just a minute here. Stand by. All right, we'll be back from break in 3 minutes. All right, how's everybody doing? Some new discoveries at the regarding tombs in Saqqara in Egypt. Okay, so we have Krista, May, Becky, Gregory, Ruth, Tamara, Jessica, just a few of the people. Tycian, just a few of the people watching. Everybody share this broadcasting on social media platforms. Invite your friends to tune in. Stand by. All right, we got Jermaine. Stand by. Back from break in 1 minute. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation of Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Friday, April 23rd, 2021, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so right before the break, we were talking about some of the topics for today's show. I want to go to this first one here. We're going to go to clip one, Shakita. So the Department of Justice is weighing whether or not to charge Derek Chauvin regarding a 2017 incident involving an African-American teen. Now, this case did not come up in court, and you're going to hear about that in just a minute. But in 2020, as a team of Minnesota state prosecutors were preparing for the trial that would ultimately convict Derek Chauvin, former Minneapolis police officer, in the murder of George Floyd. They also received a series of videos depicting Derek Chauvin's handling of another case 3 years earlier in 2017 that by their own description shocked them. Now, the videos were from September 4th, 2017. September 4th, 2017. And they allegedly showed Derek Chauvin striking an African-American teenager in the head so hard that the boy needed stitches. Then allegedly holding the boy down with his knee for nearly 17 minutes, and allegedly ignoring complaints from the boy that he could not breathe. Okay. Now it sounds kind of familiar. All right. But the judge did not allow this previous case to be used in court by the prosecution. Okay. Now, Matthew Frank was one of the state prosecutors And he wrote in a court filing at the time, those videos show a far more violent and forceful treatment of this child than Derek Chauvin describes in his report of the incident. Those videos show a far more violent and forceful treatment of this child than Derek Chauvin describes in his report of the incident. Well, that's the same thing that happened with the police report regarding George Floyd. Okay. In that police report, Derek Chauvin did not mention that he had his knee on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes, or he didn't mention he had his knee on George Floyd's neck at all. Right now, the U.S. Justice Department, under Attorney General Merrick Garland, may do something that state prosecutors never did: charge Derek Chauvin for the 2017 incident. We're going to go to this clip here. This is from Good Morning America, and they talk about this case. Let's go to this clip, Shakita.
Department of Justice criminal investigation of Derek Chauvin, looking now into an alleged incident from 2017 involving a 14-year-old boy. TJ Holmes is here with the story. Good morning, TJ.
Cecilia, good morning to you. We know Chauvin knelt on top of George Floyd for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. He allegedly knelt on top of a teenage boy for 17 minutes. The jury didn't get to hear about that, nor about a lot of the other incidents and complaints in Chauvin's personnel file. But now, even after the guilty verdicts, Chauvin's past life and behavior are under scrutiny. On the heels of that DOJ announcement of an investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department's practices as a whole, sources now tell us that the DOJ's ongoing criminal investigation of convicted murderer Derek Chauvin is also looking at a September 2017 incident involving a black teenager. The confrontation was captured by body cameras, and the video was presented to the judge in Chauvin's just concluded murder trial. That's according to the state prosecutor, Matthew Frank, who wanted to tell the jury about the case. Chauvin was dispatched to a home on a domestic dispute call between a mother and her son. After entering the home, officers told the son to lie on the ground, which he refused. Chauvin allegedly then hit the 14-year-old boy in the head so hard he needed stitches, grabbing the teen by the throat, causing him to lose consciousness and fall to the ground. Frank wrote, noting the teen's ear began bleeding, and about a minute after going to the ground, the child began repeatedly telling the officer that he could not breathe. He allegedly held the boy down with his knee for nearly 17 minutes. The U.S. Justice Department is still weighing whether to bring federal charges against Chauvin. We also have more information this morning about Chauvin's life on the force and off. Despite several commendations and awards during his 19-year career, Chauvin was named in at least 17 complaints, including one alleging excessive force during a traffic stop. But the jury, who found Chauvin guilty on all 3 counts, was not privy to the entirety of that information. An alternate juror in the case, Lisa Christensen, is speaking out about the toll the trial took on her.
I didn't think it would affect me as much as it has. It was emotional. It was draining.
Christensen believes Chauvin is guilty and says the pulmonologist, Dr. Tobin, was a key witness for the state.
I feel like he could actually point out going through the video and saying, hey, at this instance right here is when Mr. Floyd lost his life.
We mentioned those 17 complaints against him in his file. Only one resulted in any type of action, any discipline, and those were simply letters of reprimand. We do want to mention also the brand new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that 60% of Americans say the country should do more to hold police accountable for mistreatment of blacks in this country. 63% say black people and other minorities do not receive equal treatment. And a reminder, Cecilia, sentencing for Chauvin is expected in June.
Okay, TJ, thanks. We're going to talk about all this right now with ABC News Chief Legal Analyst Dan Abrams. Dan, let's just go right there with what TJ was saying, that Chauvin had this case allegedly using his knee to hold down a teenager for nearly 17 minutes. Why wouldn't the jury have heard about a case like that?
So typically, you don't admit in what are called bad acts, prior incidents, even prior crimes against the defendant in a trial, because you want the jury to decide the case based on the evidence in front of it. You don't want them saying, well, he seems like the kind of guy who would do X, Y, or Z. Now, there are certain exceptions. If you can show, for example, that it shows it's his MO, this is the way he deals with things. If there's a specific reason related to the case. The judge did allow prosecutors to present certain limited information about Chauvin's past, but not this incident.
And you think back to the trial, you think how much of George Floyd's past, particularly his struggles with addiction, came up in that trial. But you don't hear in-depth details about Chauvin's policing history. Is that unusual? Could it come up in sentencing?
Yes, it will come up in sentencing, meaning at sentencing, you have a much bigger opportunity, a broader opportunity to present evidence about who the person is. And that's going to come in front of the judge. And I think a lot of what we're talking about is going to be heard by the judge in the context of sentencing. With regard to George Floyd, again, the judge did not allow in a lot of evidence that the defense wanted about George Floyd. But in this case, the defense was that it could have been a drug overdose. And there were drugs found in his system in this case. Not that it was some other case. Not that he used drugs and that therefore shows something. It was related specifically, the judge ruled, in this case. And that's why you heard some of that information about George Floyd's past drug use from the prosecution, by the way, as well, in an effort to say that this was not the cause of his death here.
Okay, Dan, thank you so much. And tonight on a 2-hour special edition of 2020, an intimate portrait of George Floyd's life told by those closest to him. That is tonight at 9 Eastern right here on ABC.
Okay, pause right there. All right. So if we go back to this article here from ABC News, this is from April 23rd, 2021. After Chauvin's conviction for Floyd murder, DOJ weighs charging him for 2017 incident involving Black teen. Okay. And, you know, I wish the prosecution could have used this in the case, or at least bring this up in the case. But they weren't allowed, the judge did not allow it. And also, I'm pretty sure the prosecution investigated the link between George Floyd and Derek Chauvin working at the same nightclub. Now, how well they knew each other and things like this, I don't know. I saw the report from about June 2020 from CBS News, and we shared that interview here. But I'm not sure I'm pretty sure the prosecution investigated it. Now, I don't know if it was a situation where the judge would not allow it, or if the prosecution investigating it was not maybe able to corroborate certain allegations or what have you, but that did not come up in the case. Now, back to this article from ABC News. 2 months ago, federal prosecutors in Minneapolis brought witnesses before a federal grand jury to provide testimony related to the incident. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported at the time, and this week, a source informed of the probe told ABC News that the investigation is still underway, with the Justice Department still weighing whether to bring federal charges against Derek Chauvin for both the 2017 incident and George Floyd's death. Okay, so the federal government could possibly bring civil rights charges against Derek Chauvin, okay, for depriving George Floyd of his civil rights. We don't know yet if they're going to do that. It's a high bar that has to be met for federal civil rights charges. You have to prove that the officer willfully intended to deprive someone of their civil rights. Okay, so the burden of proof is very high. The burden of proof, what you have to prove, what the prosecution has to prove, is not that the officer actually did deprive someone of their civil rights. You have to prove that they willfully intended to do it, which goes to state of mind. It's a much higher level of a standard that you have to meet. The burden of proof is much higher. Okay, and this is why Congress needs to pass legislation to lower the burden of proof that the federal government has to prove when prosecuting officers like this, when it comes to depriving someone of the civil rights. All right, because then you can get more convictions, more legitimate convictions. Okay, you can get more legitimate convictions if you lower the standard that has to be met. All right, so officials at the Police Department were recently briefed on the federal government's interest in the 2017 incident, a move that came before the Justice Department this week launched a sweeping investigation of the Minneapolis Police Department's policing practices. ABC News was told. We know that earlier in the week, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced an investigation. I think it was Wednesday. It was the day after the verdict. He announced an investigation into the patterns and practices of the Minneapolis Police Department. Okay, so read this article here from ABC News. After Chauvin's conviction for Floyd murder, DOJ weighs charging him for 2017 incident involving Black teen. And Raw Story picked up an article as well. Raw Story picked up this story. I posted the article earlier today from rawstory.com. All right. I want to go to this next story here. And this deals with some recent discoveries out of Egypt, specifically Saqqara in Egypt. In the tombs of Saqqara, new discoveries are rewriting ancient Egypt's history. In the tombs of Saqqara, new discoveries are rewriting Egypt's history. Okay, and I would say ancient Egypt. All right, because all those artifacts that was done by African people. That wasn't Arabs. Okay, Arabs are there now. Okay, those are the descendants of the invaders that invade in 7th century AD. So if we look at this here quickly, they have a lot of pictures in here as well, but they talk about some of the recent discoveries that were made. I'm going to go to page 2 here, and we can see one discoveries here from February. Let me turn on the screen share just a second. Also, the call-in number is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a quick question or comment. So, renowned archaeologist Zahi Hawass's dig site at Saqqara, Egypt in February. This is a picture of it here. Okay, this is what you're seeing. The discovery, among many others, of a previously unknown queen has reshaped researchers' understanding of ancient Egyptians. It has reshaped researchers' understanding of ancient Egyptians. If we go to, let me scroll down here. So the most significant find came in January of 2021. Okay, the most significant of these recent discoveries came in January 2021 when archaeologists came upon inscriptions showing that the temple they were unearthing belonged to a previously unknown ancient queen. A previously unknown ancient queen. Her name was Queen Neat. Okay, N-E-I-T. She was the wife of King Teti, the first pharaoh or Nesubiti of the 6th dynasty, which ruled more than 4,300 years ago as part of ancient Egypt's or ancient Kemet's old kingdom. Now, so this article is written by Sadarsan Raghavan. And Sadarsan says, I was descending into the cemeterial netherworld before her funerary temple, referring to Queen Neat. All right. So they go on to talk about some of these other discoveries that were made. Now, this is a 17-page article. Okay. I'm just giving you like a Cliff Notes edition of this because I printed this thing out. All right. And I printed it out in color. So I want to focus in on these discoveries. I'm going to look at page 4 here. Now, this picture here, these are workers who are lifting, workers lift a team member out of a Saqqara shaft using a pulley and basket. There's all types of archaeological research and discoveries taking place in not just Egypt, but also in the Sudan as well. All right, so ancient history is being revealed in many parts of Egypt these days. In early February, archaeologists found 16 human burial chambers, 16 human burial chambers at the site of an ancient temple on the outskirts of the northern city of Alexandria. 2 of the mummies had golden tongues, which which Egyptian Antiquities Ministry officials said were to allow them, quote, to speak in the afterlife, to speak in the afterlife. Now, that same month, in February 2021, a massive 5,000-year-old brewery, a beer brewery, believed to be the world's oldest brewery, was discovered in the southern city of Sohag. The beer researchers hypothesized was used in burial rituals for ancient Egypt's earliest kings. Now, we talked about that here as well. And also beer historically in Africa had medicinal purposes as well. Okay. Beer historically had medicinal purposes. So last month in March, ruins of an ancient Christian settlement were discovered in the Bahariya oasis nestled in Egypt's western desert. The find sheds new light on a monastic life in the 5th century AD. 5th century AD. Now, in just last week, and we talked about this here, the lost golden city was discovered in Luxor. Okay, a 3,000-year-old city. Archaeologists announced they had unearthed a 3,000-year-old city called the Lost Golden City in Luxor, a discovery that could be the biggest discovery since the tomb of King Tut was discovered, King Tutankhamun. Now, with every discovery, the government's hopes rise that more tourists will arrive, bringing much needed foreign currency and creating new jobs for millions of people in Egypt. Egypt's tourism dependent economy has suffered in the past decade from the political chaos that developed after the 2011 Arab Spring uprising. Now, in Saqqara, 17 Egyptian kings built, or Nasubitis or pharaohs, built pyramids to house their remains and possessions for what they believed was the transition to the afterlife. These pyramids include the world's oldest, the step pyramid of Nasubiti Zoser, built in the 27th century BC. Okay, and recent finds have drawn the world's attention, depicted in the Netflix film Secrets of the Saqqara Tomb and National Geographic's Kingdom of the Mummies. Okay, now the step pyramid for Nasubiti Zoser, that was designed by Imhotep, who was not just a father of medicine, but Imhotep was a architect as well. Okay, and that is so that is a early form of pyramid building. That's called a mastaba. It's called a flat bench pyramid. Flat bench, B-E-N-C-H, a flat bench pyramid. I'll pull up a picture here just a second so you can see this. And let me see, let's go here. So pyramid building technology evolves over the course of hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay. And then also you're going to see the pyramids in Nubia or Ta-Nehisi, and Ta-Nehisi is the mother of ancient Kemet. You're going to see those pyramids. They're going to be narrower. They're going to look different than the Great Pyramids and the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. the pyramids that you see around the Sphinx or Imhotep. Let me flip over here and turn this on so you can see this quickly here. So pyramid building technology is going to evolve. And let's go to all right. So this picture here is the pyramid of Zoser at Saqqara. Okay. And you see that the design is much different. It's not as intricate as like the Great Pyramids. And this is an early form of pyramid building technology called a mastaba, or the flat bench pyramid. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the article quickly here, and we're going to squeeze in these last two stories. All right. Now, in November, archaeologists dug up more than 100 ornately painted wooden coffins, some with mummies and dozens of other artifacts, including amulets, funeral statues, and masks. Some of the coffins had been found on the shelves that the writer has passed during their descent. Okay, now let's see here. So Zahi Hawass said, "Now we are writing a new chapter in the history of the Old Kingdom by adding the name of a new queen, of Teti that he never announced before." And he said this standing in the temple's ruins, wearing his trademark wide-brimmed Indiana Jones hat and a cream-colored safari jacket over a denim shirt and jeans. Here's a picture of Zahi Hawass as well. So this is some huge discoveries coming out of Egypt. This is ancient Egypt that we're looking at. Okay, these discoveries. So check this out also. You hear more about this. All right. I want to go. We have any callers, Shakita? Let me know. All right. I want to go to this next story briefly. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. This ties into the browning of America. I saw this piece from blackpressusa.com, which is the National Newspaper Publishers Association, NNPA, National Newspaper Publishers Association. Now, if you saw Roland Martin Unfiltered today when I was on, you heard him blast Ben Chavis and the NNPA for what happened with pressuring General Motors and Mary Barra for advertising dollars. So we may talk about that Sunday. It's a little complicated. But there's a piece in the Detroit Free Press about it also. But this right here, this ties into why the White Nationalist Party, also known as the Republican Party, acts the way that they're acting. And this deals with the fear of the browning of America. So the majority of all U.S. children are children of color. The majority of all U.S. children are children of color. This is from April 23rd, 2021 by Stacey Brown for Black Press USA. The Census Bureau found that most children are projected to be of a race other than non-white Hispanic. These changes mirror a broader transition in the United States to a more pluralistic population. The Census Bureau officials reported. The Children's Defense Fund's comprehensive report also noted that most children under the age of 18 were children of color in 14 states. Most children under the age of 18 were children of color in 14 states, including Alaska, California, Georgia, Maryland, New York, Texas, and the District of Columbia. So California, New York, and Texas, those are like, I think those are about the three most populous states in the country. All right. And most of the children in those states under 18 are non-white. So in 2019, there were more than 73 million children in the United States, making up 22% of the nation's population. In 2019, there were more than 73 million children in the United States, making up 22% of the nation's population. All right. Now, children of color made up 49.8% of all children in 2019, and more than half of the 19.6 million children under age 5 in America were individuals of color. Now, I remember a few years ago when it was for the first time in history, I think it was when 50% of children born that particular year were children of color, I think it was. And then I remember when 50% of children in something like kindergarten or something like that were children of color. Okay, non-white children. All right. So now this is at the same time. At the same time, white people have a negative birth rate in 26 states out of 50. Okay. Now that's from the Census Bureau report. That's from the Census Bureau report from June of 2018. Okay. White people have a negative birth rate in 26 states out of 50. Okay. So, and then you see what's taking place with children under 18 years old, the population and the population of non-white children under 18 also. All right, let's continue here. So the statistics are part of the nonprofit Children's Defense Fund. The name of the study is called the State of America's Children 2021 Report. Now, this report dovetails with the U.S. Census Bureau's latest report that changing the United States racial makeup is most visible among children. Okay, the changing United States racial makeup is the most visible among children. The U.S. Census Bureau found that most children are projected to be of a race other than non-white Hispanic. Census Bureau officials reported these changes mirror a broader transition in the United States to a more pluralistic population. All right. So check out the rest of this article here. This is at blackpressusa.com. This is from the National Newspaper Publishers Association. NNPA is a African-American owned and operated news wire. Okay. African-American owned and operated news wire. And it consists of, it's about 230 Black-owned newspapers in the U.S., okay, that make up the National Newspaper Publishers Association. All right, so we have that story as well. And then lastly, we have, more condolences are coming in regarding the death of Shock G from the Digital Underground. There's an article here from NBC News, also one from CNN I was reading. But if we look at the article from NBC News, Digital Underground frontman Shock G dead at age 57. We talked about this towards the end of last night's show. We got the news on Thursday, April 22nd, that he passed away. Now, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Florida confirmed to NBC News that Shock G, whose real name was Gregory Jacobs, was found dead in a hotel room in Tampa, Florida on Thursday. All right. And here he is as Humpty Hump, okay, with the fur hat and the glasses and the fake nose. So Shock G, the front man for the hip hop group Digital Underground, passed away at age 57, authorities said. Two spokespeople with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in Florida confirmed to NBC News that Shock G, whose real name was Gregory Jacobs, was found dead in a hotel room in Tampa on Thursday afternoon. While a cause of death remains under investigation, the agency said no foul play was suspected. Now, Shock G poured his creativity not only into his music, but also into his cast of animated alter egos. And this cemented his place in hip hop history in 1990 with the group's Billboard Top 10 hit, The Humpty Hump. Now, in Coming to America, the sequel to the first Coming to America, we saw them sing a little bit of the Humpty Dance. Leslie Jones's character and Sherry Headley, we saw them sing this, the Humpty Dance. Now, in the accompanying music video for the Humpty Dance, Shock G appeared as his Humpty Hump alter ego, donning thick black glasses attached to a massive fake nose. Now, Shock G often resurfaced Humpty Hump for a time, maintaining that the character was a separate person. Now, fans were also captivated by another hit on Sex Packet, Digital Underground's debut album that included Humpty Dance. And then their song Do What You Like was initially released in 1989. It peaked at number 19 on the Billboard rap chart in 1990. And I remember Do What You Like. I remember I was in college. I was in college when Digital Underground came out. Okay. And the Tupac was with the Digital Underground also. Okay. And this is before Tupac went solo. All right. So, you know, this is, once again, this is a big loss here with Shock G. He was very talented. And I saw a performance. Somebody posted this. It was on, what was it on? Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. And it was a video of the Digital Underground performing at Showtime at the Apollo. Okay. And Mark Curry, comedian Mark Curry, hanging with Mr. Cooper. He was the, host, the Showtime at the Apollo at the time. And they came out, but they had bags over their head, and you didn't know it was them. You didn't know it was Digital Underground. Okay. Then they were kind of getting booed a little bit. Then they took the bags off and started performing. I think it was Do What You Like they were performing. Okay. But look, we had to get out of here. Remember, right now is correct. Wrong behavior is not over till we win. Wakanda forever. Stay tuned for Democracy Now! Be sure to register for my online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understand the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And we'll talk to you Sunday night. Okay, we'll be back Sunday night. Peace. All right, stand by. Okay, those watching on Facebook and YouTube, stand by. Keep watching. All right, so we have a little bit more information here about Shock G. Yeah, so this is a big loss, and this is after losing Black Rob a few days ago, who used to be with Bad Boy Records. After losing Black Rob, after losing DMX a couple of weeks ago, also DMX, and then we get the news of the passage of Shock G also. Okay. All right. Let's continue here. All right, just a second. Okay, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute here. All right, stand by.
Gain knowledge in minutes from insightful summaries of progressive and socially conscious books. Blacklisted gives you access to curated content that'll satisfy your curiosity to learn and understand different perspectives. Empower yourself through inspirational and actionable ideas. It's easy to read or listen to on the go. Blacklisted. Empower yourself. Start your free trial today.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Comedicwear.com is the go-to online source for Comedic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Comedicwear.com is inspired by ComedicScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at ComedicWear.com.
We all know the cannabis industry is headed toward an uprise in the past decade. What happens when there is a brand that brings this uprise in a blow? The cannabis industry welcomes her uprise. Hustle her hemp. Delivering excellence with pride is her watchword, and how you choose to embrace it makes it a priority. From cultivating rich cannabis into exquisite and tastefully finished CBD products to delivery, Hustle Her Hemp leaves no stone unturned. Hustle Her Hemp's mission is to empower women of color by building business and creating legacies, uniting beauty, health, and business. We are a pure definition of how we want the CBD industry to become in the future. While we are redefining innovation, we bring the same energy to improving the quality of life. Hustle Her Hemp is the new uprise.
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, President and CEO of JCW Computer Consulting LLC, a technology implementation firm with over 20 years of satisfying customers. We offer a full spectrum of industry top-tier branded services. We are an authorized partner or reseller for Lenovo, Zoom, T-Mobile, Microsoft 365 and Surface tablets, Google Workspace, Acer, Asus, Samsung, PCmatic security software, and many more. Our online store features laptops, Chromebooks, computers, printers, accessories, and software. Businesses, take advantage of our free 1-hour Zoom tech consultation and know we offer top nationwide high-speed internet service providers, voice over IP, and cellular phone services. Home users, don't miss our current in-stock Chromebook inventory. Please visit us at jcwcc.com or call 215-879-67.
All right, welcome back to the African History Network show. Hey, if you want to advertise with the African History Network, email us at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Current promotion, buy 1 month, get 1 month free. You're going to end up getting 200 ads in 1 month. We re-air our shows throughout the day. So you're going to end up getting 200 ads in 1 month. Current promotion, buy 1 month, get 1 month free. We only have a few slots left, and we're going to start also airing the commercials in the second hour of our show Monday through Friday, like you just saw right there. Okay, how you like those commercials? All right. So if you can submit a commercial, because some customers submit a commercial to us, a 30-second to 60-second commercial, or we can create one for you as well. Okay, no additional charge. Email us at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com for more information. All right, I want to go back to this here, dealing with the passing of Shock G of the Digital Underground. Okay. So I want to look at the article here from NBC News. So fans were captivated by another hit on the Sex Packet CD, Digital Underground's debut album that included the Humpty Dance. And then Do What You Like, which was initially released in 1989, peaked at number 19 on the Billboard Rap chart in 1990. Now, Public Enemy put out a statement. They said, "Rest in beats, Shock G, another brother taken from us too early." They posted this on Twitter, April 23rd. Now, a year later, the group introduced the world to Tupac Shakur, who was working as a dancer and roadie for the group before his vocals were featured in Same Song on This Is an EP release. And I remember Same Song from Digital Underground also. Now, Shock G co-produced Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, in 1991. And he also appeared in 1993 in 1993's I Get Around, the single that solidified Tupac Shakur's fame. I remember I Get Around also. And the people have been posting clips of the videos, especially a lot of people I went to high school with and some people I went to college with. And they've been posting clips of videos and things like this, a Digital Underground. So it's it's really interesting to look back, at these videos and these groups and think about what was going on there. And as I've said before, when these hip hop artists pass away, we never thought about, when we're in high school and college, we never thought about these artists really growing old and dying, and especially dying at 57. Okay, that's young. Now we don't know the cause of death, but when we were watching them perform and we're watching music videos, and back in the 90s, we had the video jukebox and things like this. We didn't think about them dying in their 50s. Okay, we didn't think about rappers getting gray hair or rappers having heart attacks and dying of cancer and all different types of things like this, right? So it's really a big loss. We're going to go back to this article here. So just a second. All right, now, Digital Underground's second full-length album, Sons of the P, in 1991 was less successful. The group's most recent album was a live recording released in 2008. Now, Shock G remained an influential producer, working with Dr. Dre, Prince, Bobby Brown, and others, and recording and touring with George Clinton. Now, tributes for Shock G poured into social media late Thursday and early Friday, some lamenting a rough month of hip hop with the deaths of DMX and Black Rob, who are also in their 50s. Okay, so and this is now we know DMX was battling all types of demons, and he had a drug problem and things like this. But there've been a number of rappers who passed away, in their 50s. So this ties into men's health, and especially for African American men. Okay, so now Chop Master Jay remembered, a co-founder of Digital Underground. Chop Master Jay remembered his group member in an Instagram post. He said, 34 years ago to the day, we had a wild idea. We can be a hip hop band and take on the world. Through it all, the dream became a reality, and the reality became a nightmare for some. And now he's awakened from the fame. Long live Shock G, aka Humpty Hump, and rest in peace, my brother Greg Jacobs. All right, here's the Instagram post here. Here's a picture of them as well. Here's the Instagram post here from Chop Master J. Now on Twitter, actor and rapper Ice Cube wrote, "Rest in peace, Shock G, Humpty Hump. I remember when NWA's road manager Atron said he had a group called Digital Underground. Okay, he played Do What You Like. He played Do What You Like video, and I went crazy." And let me see, do we have that tweet here? It was in the article from CNN. We're going to pull that tweet up here. Okay, we'll pull that tweet up from Ice Cube because it's in the article from CNN. Okay, so he said he played Do What You Like video, and I went crazy. I had to sample Do What You Like on Jackin' for Beats and Who's the Mac, and Nobody Had a Better Stage Show, a true Bay Area original. All right, now, funk bassist and musician Bootsy Collins said in a Twitter post, "Oh no, not Shock G and his alter ego Humpty Hump. He helped keep funk alive." Now, the Twitter account from the Shakur estate tweeted, "I look back on my times with Shock G with the greatest fondness. Those were like some of the best times of my life." Okay, so this check out this article here from NBC News. This is written by Alicia Fettelstadt and Diana Dasworth for NBC. Digital Underground frontman Shock G, dead at 57. Then there was an article from CNN, and this one here, I think this has the tweet from Ice Cube. I was looking at some different articles today on this. Yeah, Ice Cube right here. Okay, so here's the tweet from Ice Cube. He said, "I remembered when NWA's road manager said he had a group called Digital Underground. He played Do What You Like video, and I went crazy." And here you see Digital Underground with Ice Cube and Tupac also. Ice Cube had a Jerry curl back then. Now, Viola Davis tweeted as well. She said, "Rest in peace, Shock G. Thanks for the joy you gave me. Rest well." Digital Underground had a string of early hits in the 1990s, including the Humpty Dance and Do What You Like. Leslie Jones from Coming to America and Saturday Night Live fame. Leslie Jones tweeted, "Damn, another gone. 57 is not old, damn it. We was just dancing to this song. Rest in peace, Shock G," because they were dancing to the song and Coming to America. All right, so check out this piece here also from CNN. So this was scrolling all across my timeline yesterday. Articles from Your Black World and Double XL, and all the news outlets reporting on this. Joanne Reed talked about it today on the Read Out. She was the only person on MSNBC I saw talk about it, but she's black, so she's the only person I saw talk about it today on MSNBC. All right. Hey, if you like this type of information, you can support the African History Network, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, also through PayPal, paypal.me / the AHN Show, paypal.me / the AHN Show. This helps us to keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting. We're here 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. And then Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the African History Network show. All of my DVD lectures are at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, and DVD lectures and digital downloads. If you support through Cash App, be sure to type in $ the AHN Show, SHOW. and it'll say Michael and show my picture there as well. You can my new online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. This starts up Saturday, May 1st. It's going to be Saturday, May 1st, 2021, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, you can watch from around the world, and we'll deal with thousands of years of history, and we'll deal with what led up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place also. We'll deal with thousands of years of history, and we also deal with the 800-year history of the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors. And we also deal with the African presence in the Americas dating back tens of thousands of years ago also, okay? So we try to take you throughout history, and we deal with ancient Africa, the Nile Valley region of Africa, ancient Kemet, and Nubia, Ta-Nehisi, Ethiopia, all of that. We deal with what the Moors took into Europe. And these teachings are going to bring Europe out of the Dark Ages. And this is going to lead to the transatlantic slave trade taking place also. Okay, so we deal with things chronologically. I'm revamping this class. I'm incorporating some additional information into it. So it's going to be really, really good. We do the classes live, and you can ask questions during the class. We have a live, text chat. And then all the sessions are recorded, so you can go back and watch the class over and over again. Okay, all the sessions are recorded, and you can you still have access to the class after you register, after the class is over with, after the course is over with. As soon as you register, you can watch the course that just ended. Okay, so we have like 10 sessions there and some bonus content also. All right. So it's regularly $130. It's on sale $80. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. When you go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, it's right on the home page. Just scroll down, and you see the information for the online course. Click register here, and it takes you to the next page. Click right here to enroll. As soon as you register, you can start watching the content. All right. Well, look. African American business owners, email us at customer service at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Customer service. Well, email us at TheAHNShow at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Because sometimes with customer service, when I respond, it goes to people's spam folder. But if you want to advertise with the African History Network, email us at AHNShow at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. AHNShow at AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. If you want to advertise with the African History Network. And our current promotion is buy 1 month, get 1 month free.
Gain knowledge in minutes from insightful summaries of progressive and socially conscious books. Blacklisted gives you access to curated content that'll satisfy your curiosity to learn and understand different perspectives. Empower yourself through inspirational and actionable ideas. It's easy to read or listen to on the go. Blacklisted. Empower yourself. Start your free trial today.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Kemeticwear.com is the go-to online source for Kemetic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Kemeticwear.com is inspired by KemeticScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Kemeticwear.com.
We all know the cannabis industry is headed toward an uprise in the past decade. What happens when there is a brand that brings this uprise in a blow? The cannabis industry welcomes her uprise. Hustle her hemp. Delivering excellence with pride is her watchword, and how you choose to embrace it makes it a priority. From cultivating rich cannabis into exquisite and tastefully finished CBD products to delivery, Hustle Her Hemp leaves no stone unturned. Hustle Her Hemp's mission is to empower women of color by building business and creating legacies, uniting beauty, health, and business. We are a pure definition of how we want the CBD industry to become in the future. While we are redefining innovation, we bring the same energy to improving the quality of life. Hustle Her Hemp is the new uprise.
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, President and CEO of JCW Computer Consulting LLC, a technology implementation firm with over 20 years of satisfying customers. We offer a full spectrum of industry top-tier branded services. We are an authorized partner or reseller for Lenovo, Zoom, T-Mobile, Microsoft 365 and Surface tablets, Google Workspace, Acer, Asus, Samsung, PCmatic security software, and many more. Our online store features laptops, Chromebooks, computers, printers, accessories, and software. Businesses, take advantage of our free 1-hour Zoom tech consultation and know we offer top nationwide high-speed internet service providers, voice over IP, and cellular phone services. Home users, don't miss our current in-stock Chromebook inventory. Please visit us at jcwcc.com or call 215-879-67.
All right, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct your own behavior. It's not over till we win. We'll count it forever. We'll talk to you Sunday night. Peace.